Hello everybody, Manithral here. Welcome to the weekly update video for OSRS. Now this week we see new player improvements round 2. So there's a change log with this one, so without any further ado, let's just dive straight into this. The questing and interface improvements for new players. So they added some dialogue of some older early game quests to better explain what's expected of new players, pointing them to the right direction more clearly. Likewise, they improved the detailed quest journal entries for some of the older early game quests, offering clearer in-game guidance. New style skill guides. So they've given the skill guide a tune-up and added beginner-friendly overview sections to them, explaining what each skill is, how to train it, and how it connects to the other skills, and which quests are relevant. Sailing fixes improvements. Speed boost from trimming the sails should now have the same duration whether performed by a crewmate or the player, as dictated by the sail and mast type. You can now store the outfit cosmetic from Barracuda Trials in the Magic Wardrobe with the player in-house. These outfits are the Storm Cruiser, Swamp Cruiser, and Crystal Glider. The Horn of Plenty and the Griffin Feathers can now be put in the Huntsman's kit. To make a running port task smoother, they made a first level click option on cargo holds to be deposit held if you are carrying cargo. A stash unit is added on Brittle Isle, which will come in handy for the master emote clue step bow in front of the cave on Brittle Isle. Player-owned house butlers can now correctly repeat their last sawmill task when moving ironwood, camphor, and rosewood planks. Players can no longer train combat beyond level 3 on Tutorial Island by shooting seaborne NPCs that were added for sailing. Maintenance opinion poll. So to keep to improve performance and stability and ensure everything continues to run smoothly, the engines must keep the systems up to date and well maintained. With old school RuneScape players spread all over the world, they want our input on when we would prefer this maintenance to take place. Therefore, a maintenance opinion poll is live in game until Monday. So make sure to share your thoughts and your opinion on what time works best for best for you, so best for us, before the poll closes, and then they'll probably take an average of what is overall the best time for it. Official client recommended spec update, so there is going to be a requirement increase here, as well as for RS3. So RS3 is getting it. So there's going to be more. Other changes, and it doesn't even really list too much here, other than let's go down here. Let's see if they have a... Okay, so they do have the information here. It looks like it is a lot like how the RS3 variant is. The updated specifications, so this is not currently in place but coming up. For Windows, it's Windows 10 or later, 64-bit, CPU i3-6100 or any AMD Ryzen CPU, GPU a GeForce GTX 600 series, Intel UHD graphics 610, AMD Radeon R7 260, RAM 8 GB, at least 2 GB available for storage space, OpenGL 4.4 or higher, and Vulkan 1.1. For Mac, it is Mac OS 11 Big Sur or later, CPU M1 chip, RAM 4 GB, and at least 2 GB of available storage space. iOS and Android, Android Pie 9.0 or above, and iOS 13 or later. Android GPU OpenGL ES3 Plus, RAM 4 GB Android, 3 GB iOS, and then at least 2 GB available storage space. But now we'll go into the other changes. So they reverted the efficiency chance that they did last week, stopping several NPC scripts when no players were nearby. After it caused unintended behavior in certain scenarios, this change is reverted for the following NPCs: Crux Dungeon Monkeys, Thermi and Smoke Devils, Light Creatures near Juna, most Hunter Creatures including Chinchompas, Moral Rek Zahars, Augrish Shamans. Fix invisibility issues occurring when using the Eye of Ayak. In Tombs of a Mascot, Aka and his shadow no longer displays after getting hit by Eye of Ayak. Likewise, a player character no longer disappears after dealing damage to Yama using the eye. Resolved some Z buffering graphical bugs for the following: waterfalls no longer have clipping issues. Mounted dragon head no longer clips into the wall of Wizard Treyborn's room at the Wizard's Tower. A skeleton in the fight arena jail cell no longer phases through the wall. The rod on the workbench in the crafting guild no longer sticks through the ceiling. Harbor archways in Fortress Chthon now render correctly. The star symbol of the astral altar no longer looks broken. The Mauritania swamp water line has been cleaned up. And to make reading polls easier on mobile, the poll interface now takes up the whole screen on mobile devices. Fix the bug where the Karimja Diary reward lamps could be used on skills below their intended level requirements. In the Karimja Hard Diary reward lamp can now be used on skills that meet at least level 40, and the medium is meet at least level 30. And from there, we're going into the PvP Rota, which is period A, so 539 US PvP, 318 UK Bounty Hunter, 548 Germany High Risk PvP, 577 US Free to Play PvP, 559 UK LMS Competitive, and Worlds 390 AUS LMS Competitive, and 569 AUS Bounty Hunter have been activated with this Rota. The PvP arena is using Zerker loadouts for rank tools and tournaments this week. And that's actually it, guys. So there was some improvements, and otherwise, just a little bit of touching up here this week. But that'll be it for this video, so thank you guys so much for watching. Till next time, later, guys.